Hello students, welcome to this new chapter of kinetic theory of gases and radiation. Now students, in this chapter we are going to learn about the gases, its types and its behavior and the particular laws with respect to the gases and the radiations and the different concept and the phenomenon dealing with this gases and the radiation. So these terms we are going to learn. So before that we will learn the introductory part of this chapter. So students, you may have learned about the Charles law, Gay-Lussac's law and the Boyle's law. So the ideal gas equation can be obtained from the three gas laws. So out of that, we will just revise once again. The volume V of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure P. Temperature being held at constant. Separately means this is the one of the law. Volume V and the pressure P are directly proportional to the temperature in this null shell. So Boyle's laws say that the volume of that particular gases is directly proportional to the 1 upon P, or you can say volume is inversely proportional to the pressure at constant temperature, and this is the Boyle's law. And as far as Charles' law is concerned, it states the volume of the gases is directly proportional to the temperature at the constant pressure. And the Gay-Lussac's law states that the pressure of that particular gas is directly proportional to the temperature at the constant volume. So all these three laws apply to the fixed mass m of enclosed gas. Means for the statement of this law has been made by using the consideration that there is the mass of that gas is fixed and they has been enclosed, means these gases has been enclosed, and then this law has been stated by assuming these considerations. So thus combining the three laws into a single relation, fixed mass of gas yield ideal gas equation thus given by PV is directly proportional to the temperature, means the pressure and the volume of the gases which has the constant mass and which has been enclosed is directly proportional to the temperature, or it can be given in this way: the P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. So expressing the fixed mass of gas in the above three laws in terms of number of moles N of gas given by PV is directly proportional to N into T, or the PV is equal to nRT, where the number of moles may be given as N is equal to mass of gas upon molar mass, that is M upon M0, while the M is the mass of gas and M0 is the molar mass, so which may be further given as the N upon Na. So the molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of gas. The students, the proportionality constant R is the universal gas constant having the same value of 8.314 joule mole raised to -1 and that K raised to -1 for all the gases. N is the number of molecules in the gas and the Na is the Avogadro's number which has the fixed certain numbers. Now is the number of molecules in 1 mole of gas. So the alternatively we can write PV is equal to N Kb into T, where Kb is the Boltzmann constant. Now R and Kb are they related by the following relations: R is equal to Na into Kb. So these are the three equations we can write by replacing the N, Na, Kb. Well, the Kb is the Boltzmann's constant, you have to keep in mind. And as we know that we have learned the universal gas constant, which is R, having the value of 8.314 joule mole raised to -1 into K raised to -1. Now students, we will learn about the ideal gas and the real gas. So what is mean by ideal gas and real gas? Now we know that the gas obeys the ideal gas equation at all pressures and the temperature is an ideal gas. Means what we call as ideal gas. The ideal gas is that one gas which obeys the ideal gas equation at all pressures and the temperature is an ideal gas. Now, in ideal gas, the intermolecular interactions are absent. Means the intermolecular interactions means there is maybe the force of attraction, or you can say the repulsion, that is the absent. Now, the real gases are the composed of atoms, molecules which do interact with each other. Means the real gases are those gases which contains the interactions with some amount of forces between them. So those are the real gases. Hence, the no real gas is truly ideal as defined here. Means if the atom of molecules real gas are so far apart that there is practically no interatomic. Now the intermolecular interaction, the real gas is said to be in the ideal gas. So this is the few concepts, this is the few statements from which we can differentiate the ideal gas and the real gas. You just have to keep in mind that the ideal gas do contain, there is no interaction between the molecules of that gases, and that of the real gas there is the intermolecular attraction between the molecules of that gases, which called as a real gas. Now students, we will learn about the mean free path. Now what mean by the mean free path? So the diagram you can see is the diagram of a gas with the molecules dispersed in the container. A stop action photograph means the molecules in the box, or you can say there is a container. In that container the molecules of particular gas has been dispersed, means they are the scattered here and there, and it's a stable peak is the diagram which you can see on your screen. Now the molecule of gases are uniformly dispersed throughout the volume of the gas, you can see in the diagram. Now these molecules are executing the random motion, means there is no any fixed motion or the direction, there is the random motion of this molecule of the gases. Now the typical path of a molecule you can say in this next diagram. Now when a molecule approaches another molecule, there is a repulsive force between them, due to which the molecules behave as small hard spherical particles. These lead to elastic collision between the molecules. Therefore, both the speed and the direction of the motion of the molecules changes abruptly. Now, the molecules also collide with the walls of the container. Molecules exert a force on each other only during the collision. Thus, in between two successive collisions, the molecules have along the straight line path with the constant velocity. It is convenient and useful to define the mean free path, that is lambda, which can be given by the lambda as the average distance traversed by the molecule with constant velocity between two successive collisions. The mean free path is expected to vary the inversely with the density of the gas, which may be given as rho is equal to n by v, where the n is the number of molecules enclosed in a molecule in a volume v. Now the higher molecules enclosed in the v with the density more will be collision, and the smaller will be the mean free path lambda. Now you can see here, it is also seen that the lambda is inversely proportional to the size of molecules, say the diameter d. Now the smaller the size of molecules, lesser is the chance of collision, and the larger is the mean free path. So the further lambda is inversely proportional to the d square, means not just the d, but it depends only on the cross section of the molecules. It can be shown with the equation that the free path, that is lambda, is equal to 1 upon root 2 pi d square into bracket n minus v. So this is the equation that we can conclude by using the theoretical consideration for the free path. So now students, we will learn about pressure of ideal gas. So the diagram you can see on your screen is a cubical box of side L, means there is the one cubical box having the sides L, you can see in the diagram. It contains n moles of that ideal gas, means n moles of ideal gas is there enclosed into that box. The figure shows a molecule of mass m moving toward the shaded wall, means there is one shaded wall you can see. So the molecules are moving towards that shaded wall, and of the cube of velocity v bar. So the molecules are moving toward the shaded side of the box and having the velocity v bar. So this is the diagram, and this was the entire consideration of the diagram. Now let there be n moles of an ideal gas enclosed into cubical box, which will be with the side of box parallel to the coordinate axis, as you can see. Now the question is, can we relate the pressure P of the gas of the molecular speed? Here will be the molecular speed rather than the molecule velocity, since the kinetic energy of the molecule depends on the velocity irrespective to the direction. Now the gas molecules are continuously moving randomly in various directions, colliding with each other and hitting the walls of the box, bouncing back. Now as the first approximation, we neglect the intermolecular collision and consider only the elastic collision with the walls. Now thus the velocity is v bar. Now it is about to collide with the shaded wall, and the walls is parallel to yz plane, as you can see in the diagram. As the collision is assumed to be elastic, means it can be regained to its original position. So during the collision, the component of vx of the velocity will be get reversed, keeping that is volume, that is vy and vz components unaltered. Now considering all the molecules, their average y and z components of the velocities are not changed by the collision with the shaded wall. Now this can be understood from the fact that the gas molecules remain evenly distributed throughout the volume and do not get any additional motion in positive y-axis or the negative y-axis, or the positive z-axis or the negative z-axis. Now thus you can say the y and z components remain unchanged during the collision with the wall parallel to the yz plane. Now hence the change in molecule of the particle is only in the x component of the momentum, that is delta px, may be given by the delta px is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum, which may be further given as minus mvx minus mvx. So which may be given by the minus will be minus 2 mvx. Thus, after collision with the shaded wall, the molecules travels in opposite to that shaded wall, and it gets reflected back. It travels back towards the shaded wall again to collide with the shaded wall. This means that the molecule travels distance of 2L in between the two collisions. Hence, to get the average phase, we have to divide the time between the successive collisions. Now, L is the length of the cubic box. The time for the molecule of that travel back into fourth to the shaded wall will be given by that time impact delta T is equal to 2L by Vx. Now the average force exerted on the shaded wall by the molecule 1 is given by the average force is equal to average rate of change of momentum, which may be further given as 2 mvx1 upon 2L upon Vx1 is equal to mv square x1 upon L. So like that, this may be given as the average force which has been applied by that molecule, which has been impulses which has been collided over that shaded wall. Again it has come back to that shaded wall. Now students, by considering other molecules, means we have considered about one only. Now the other molecules 2, 3, 4 with the respective x components of velocities Vx2, Vx3 and the Vx4, the total average force on the wall from equation that we have written is given by m by L into bracket Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square and so on. Then it will be for the number of molecules. Now the average pressure on that molecules may be given as P is equal to average force upon area of shaded wall, which will be given as m into Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus so on. There will be the square of that velocities upon L into L square. So the average of the square of the x component of the velocities is given by Vx bar square is equal to Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square so on the Vn square upon n. So the average may be given as average pressure given as the m into n into Vx square bar upon V. Now where in this equation the Vx square bar is the average over all possible values of Vx. Now the V bar square is equal to Vx square bar plus Vy square bar plus Vz square bar. Now by symmetry, the Vx square bar is equal to Vy square bar is equal to Vz square bar is equal to 1 by 3 V square bar. We can say the molecules have no preferred direction to move, therefore the average pressure will be is equal to P is equal to 1 by 3 N by V mv square bar. So students, this is the equation that we have obtained for the cubical shaped bar. Now the next part of this chapter we will see in the next video. Thank you so much.